Hello Project 2, how are you? Hello everybody. Hello Alvaro. Hello Anton. Hello Julio and girls. Hello Thalia, how are you? Hello Carla and Maria. Today I'm in my kitchen and we're going to talk about meals and food and cooking. Today we're going to do a recipe. So what did you have for breakfast? Pardon? What did you have for breakfast? Very good. I ate porridge, and this is my porridge recipe. Do you remember the recipe in the book? Emma's apple crumble. This recipe is similar. First of all, there are the ingredients. The ingredients are milk and water and oats. That's all. It's very easy. Then here are the instructions. Now, you need some verbs for the instructions. When we say instructions, we use a basic verb. For example, open the cupboard. Or do your homework. Or close the cupboard. Instructions are very easy. If you want to make them negative, just say don't. Don't open the cupboard. Don't do your homework. Don't close the cupboard. But for cooking, we need some special verbs. So you need to look on your computer or on your phone at the school website because I want to email you this. This is all the verbs that you might need to write your project. Your project is going to be a recipe like mine. So you need to email me. You can find my email address on the website and I'm going to send you this. Then you can do your project, okay? Right. Let's do the porridge. So, first of all, we put the oats in a saucepan. And my recipe says 5 spoons of oats. Let's measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spoons of oats, then 100 mils of water. You measure water in a jug up to 100. 100 mils of water and 100 mils of milk. Let's measure. More or less. And let's pour the milk into the saucepan. Now we need to cook the porridge. So let me turn on the gas and mix the milk and water and oats. The porridge needs to cook for 3 or 4 minutes. Until it boils. When it boils, I'll see the bubbles. Okay, so while it's cooking, let's practice some cooking verbs. First one on the list is easy. First one is mix. Mix. Or slow mix is stir. Stir. Then pour for a liquid. Then maybe maybe we have to cut. What should we cut? Let's cut an apple. Cut or slice. Maybe we have to peel. Let's peel the apple. Can you see? This is peel. What else? Maybe we need to bake. Bake means put something in the oven. And at the end, it's nearly ready. At the end of the recipe, we need to serve. So this is cooking. It's nearly ready. To serve the porridge, I'm going to put it in a bowl and with my teaspoon add some jam. Let's just cook it for 1 minute. Yeah. Can you hear? That's boiling now. That's ready. So, to serve, I'm going to pour the porridge into the bowl. Yummy, yummy. Add some cold milk. And add some jam. You can add sugar if you don't have any jam. Add some jam in the middle. Yum, yum, that's my porridge ready. You want to try it? It's very easy to make. And very tasty. So, now it's your turn to write a recipe. Today, it just has to be a rough version, remember? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just remember to write the ingredients and the instructions and email it to me. Then I can see it, I can correct it and improve it, and I'll email it to you. Then next class you can do the perfect version and a picture. Okay, so emails ready. The other thing we're going to do today is a little bit of reading. So find your class books. We're going to read on page 52, all about British meals. British meals, meals in my country, meals in the UK. And you can see some pictures. This is a typical big breakfast that we don't eat every day, but sometimes on a Sunday it's very nice. Sandwiches are a typical lunch because people don't have much time at lunch. And in the evening, people usually eat a big meal. So, where's my walked point? British meals and meal times. The first meal of the day is breakfast, usually between 7 and 8 o'clock. The traditional British breakfast is very big. Bacon and eggs and tomatoes, mushrooms, baked beans and toast, or fried bread. It's kind of like toast. But nowadays people don't usually cook a big breakfast every morning. They only have a cooked breakfast on Sunday or when they stay in a hotel or a B&B. Most people have a light breakfast. These are some typical things that people have for breakfast. Cereal with milk, fruit, for example, grapefruit is popular, toast with jam, honey or marmalade, yogurt, orange juice and tea or coffee. Now, lunch. Lunch is between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock. This is often a light meal of soup, sandwiches, or salad. Most children have their lunch at school. They can buy food at the school canteen, or they can take a packed lunch from home. This usually has sandwiches and maybe some fruit, yogurt or salad. This is lunch. And the main meal, the big meal of the day, is dinner. People usually eat this about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. A traditional dinner is meat or fish with potatoes and vegetables. But many people now cook food from other countries. Lasagna, spaghetti bolognese, risotto and curry are popular. And some people are vegetarians, don't eat meat. After the main course, some people have a dessert, also called a pudding, such as fruit, chocolate cake or apple pie with ice cream or custard. In some parts of Britain, people have the main meal at midday and call it dinner. Get confused. They call the light meal that they have in the evening tea. But some people also call this evening meal supper. This can be a light meal or a main meal. So this is what people usually do. But some people are different and have different meals. What about you? How many meals do you have a day? And what do you eat? Okay? So maybe there are some words in this text that you don't understand. Let me explain. First of all, marmalade. Some people have marmalade on toast. Marmalade is like jam, the same as jam but made from oranges. So jam is usually red and marmalade is orange jam. And also for breakfast, it says baked beans. These are baked beans. We eat lots of baked beans in this house. Baked beans are white beans cooked in tomato sauce. Can you see? They're very tasty. Also, some people have grapefruit for breakfast. Grapefruit is like a big yellow orange, can be about this big. And custard. Sometimes we put cream, white cream, on puddings, but sometimes we put custard. Custard is kind of like a hot yellow yogurt, something like that. Any more questions, any more words that you don't understand, you can email me and I'll write you an answer. So let's do the exercise. Time to do exercise 1. We'll read and you can write in your notebooks either true, T for true, F for false, or DS if it doesn't say, and we don't know. First of all, most people in Britain eat a big breakfast every morning. Have a look, find the answer. People often have grapefruit for breakfast. People normally have lunch at 3 o'clock. Look for the time for lunch. Number 4, most children take a packed lunch to school. Look here. People usually have dinner in the evening. Number 6, most people eat breakfast in the kitchen. I usually eat breakfast in the kitchen. Some people call their evening meal tea. That's down here in the last bit. So pause the video and write the answers. Have you done it? Let's have a look. The answers are here. Can you see? Give yourself a tick. Well done. Give yourself a tick. Right, now, exercise 2 is to write in your notebooks, again, write a chart. So, a chart just like this. Copy this. We're going to write the meal, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and write typical kinds of food. Again, you can read in the text. Then I want you to write for your country, for Spain. Write this one for the text and the UK, and then another chart for your country, for Spain. Pause the video and do exercise number 2, A and B. Right, now it's time for some listening. Let me find the page. For the listening, first of all, you need to listen and you're going to write this top part here about a girl and a boy. You're going to write the time. What time does the girl have breakfast? What time does the boy have breakfast, dinner and lunch? Should we practice the times? We'll practice the times in a minute. Let's do the listening first and then we'll practice the times. So, listen up. This is the girl. I have breakfast at 7:30. I usually have cereal with sugar and milk and a cup of tea. I take a packed lunch to school. We eat at 12:30. I have 2 sandwiches, grapes or a satsuma and a pot of yogurt. We have dinner at 6:30. We have things like lasagna with salad, and we don't usually have a dessert. My favourite meal is Sunday lunch. We always have our main meal at about 1 o'clock on Sunday. We have beef or lamb with potatoes and lots of vegetables. And we always have a dessert on Sundays, like apple pie with ice cream. That's the girl. Now the boy. Again, write the times. The times for breakfast, lunch and dinner. The boy says, I have breakfast at 7:45. I always have 2 slices of toast with jam and a glass of orange juice. I have my main meal at school in the school canteen. We have lunch at 12:15. I have things like sausages and chips or chicken with rice, and I always have a dessert too, like chocolate pudding. In the evening we have tea at about 5 o'clock, and it's a light meal. Usually an egg or cheese on toast. My favourite meal is Saturday lunch, because we always have fish and chips. Very good. What I want you to do with this is email me the answers. So part 1 is write about what time do they have their meals. Then part 2, tell me what they usually have for breakfast. Just breakfast. What does she usually have for breakfast? What does he usually have for breakfast? Then listen again and tell me what's her favourite meal and what's his favourite meal. When you're finished, you can scan it in or take a photo and email it to me. Right, let's practice the time. First of all, an easy peasy one. Everybody, what's the time?
2 o'clock.
Very good. Easy peasy. What's the time?
10 o'clock.
Well done. So we've got o'clocks and then what's the time?
7:30.
7:30. And what's the time?
2:30.
2:30.
1:30.
Remember, look carefully. It's past the 1, not past the 2. Right, now a little bit more difficult. If we put the hand here and it's past the 1, what's the time?
1:15.
Yes, that's right. 1/2 down here and 1/4 here. 1/4, the same. Then the hand goes all the way round. And what's the time?
1:45.
Yep. So it's 1:45. Very good. Let's practice some questions. What time do you have breakfast? What time do you have breakfast?
I have breakfast at 8 o'clock.
Okay, very good. What about lunch? What time do you have lunch?
I have lunch at 1 o'clock.
Okay, and in the evening, what time do you have dinner?
I have dinner at 7 o'clock.
Okay, very good. And what about questions in general about your daily routines? Let's practice a little bit. Tell me, what do you do? What do you do in the morning? Tell me 2 or 3 things. What do you do in the morning? For example, I brush my teeth. I have my breakfast. And you?
I get up, I get dressed, and then I go to work.
Very good. And what about in the afternoon? In the afternoon, I usually go to school. What about you?
I walk the dog.
Okay. And the evening, what do you do in the evening?
I watch TV, then I use the computer.
Me too. Me too. Okay, very good everyone. Remember, I'm going to email you all the instructions, all the cooking verbs. Then you're going to email me your recipe, your rough version, your recipe and your answers for the listening. Then I can correct them and send them back to you. Okay? See you on Thursday. Bye bye.